All right. Hey, everyone. Have you ever thought about what it would take to put New York City, London, or San Francisco into a computer? I'm Christopher Mitchell, and I'm excited to introduce you to GeoPipe. We automatically build immersive 3D models of the real world. So, it comes as no surprise to all of you, hopefully, that it's increasingly important to be able to visualize everything. And one of the things that's most important to visualize is the real world. There are professionals across fields from architecture to urban design to construction to even gaming, training simulations, and physical simulations that need to take the real world and put it into virtual space in some way. It's increasingly easy to go out and collect data with the proliferation of things like drones and the decreasing cost of photography equipment. You can go out and take photographs, even get laser scans of the world, thanks to our colleagues back there. And it's increasingly easy to create visualizations as well. For example, to take a 3D model and put it into Unity and then immediately bring that into a VR headset. Unfortunately, there's something missing in between, taking that raw data and creating rich, immersive 3D models from it. We've talked to professionals who have spent up to, say, 2 weeks just creating a plain white masked model of a 10 by 10 block area of New York City. Each individual block can take an hour just to trace out a building outline and extrude it up into a rectangular object. If you want to add texture into that model, it can add 4x the time. If you need to do a whole neighborhood, then suddenly you're spending 200 hours on that. And if you want to create a whole neighborhood of New York City at a level of detail where somebody can walk through that model and really believe that they're in the real world, that can be countless months of work. GeoPipe solves this by automatically generating 3D models, whether you want just a plain white model of a single block or a masked, textured, detailed model of an entire neighborhood in 30 seconds. We build these models by algorithm and produce them in industry standard formats so you can immediately use our models within your existing software. Whether you're doing interactive experiences with Unity or the Unreal Engine, whether you need to create beautiful visualizations with something like 3ds Max or Power, or whether you want to do design with something like SketchUp. We have recently launched our platform with the first few cities that we focused on to build out the level of detail we're producing before we go broad on the geographic coverage. We have models of New York City, San Francisco, Boston, and based on the current beta customers that we're working with, we're also working on building out Chicago, London, Austin, Sydney, and many more. So if you have a city that you need to get a 3D model of, let us know. The way that you actually interact with our models is with a simple in-browser web interface. There's a few 100,000 lines of C++ code that actually go into algorithms that understand the world, but for you, it's much easier. You simply go browse through our model, select the area that interests you. You can then decide the level of detail that you want, so choose whether you want plain white masked models all the way up to fully textured models where, say, every single window is cut out and replaced with a pane of glass. And because we understand what's in the world, not just what it looks like, we also allow you to select whether you want the buildings, the terrain, the foliage, and a host of other objects that we're now working on identifying. You can then immediately download those models in industry standard file formats, as I said, to load into your existing software applications that you already know how to use without really learning anything new. The coolest part, in my opinion, is how it actually works under the hood. So we start with raw data about the world, things like aerial photographs, laser scans, maps, terrain contours. We then have taught powerful machine learning algorithms how to understand that data, how to say, this is a building, it's made of brick, it's 30 meters tall, here are all the windows and doors. This is a tree, this is a road, this is water. And then from that rich data set describing the world, it can also then produce these immersive 3D models that are low polygon but beautiful looking and ready for your own applications. We currently offer our models for individuals through a monthly pricing plan that's anywhere from $100 to $500 a month, depending on how many models you need, what level of detail you need, and what kind of geographic coverage you require. We also have a free non-commercial and academic plan for free. So if you happen to be a student in architecture, urban design, or gaming, and you're working on a school project, we'd be happy to help. And if you simply want to see what one of our models looks like before you commit to paying, then you can certainly do that as well. For enterprise customers who often need multiple users using the platform, or who need a lot more coverage per month, or for video game customers that need to not just use the models but actually redistribute them to their users, then we have enterprise plans per user or on a revenue sharing basis as you'd be used to if you're using something like the Unreal Engine. We've been working with a couple of paid enterprise customers for the last few months, several in the VR space, a number in the architecture space who are using our models for everything from letting their players explore the real world with GeoPipes models, or who need to create beautiful visualizations of what their buildings are going to look like in context, see what the views are going to look like out the window, and understand, say, if a nearby park is going to be shadowed too much of the year by a building that they're creating. As I said, I'm Christopher Mitchell. I am the CEO and co-founder of GeoPipe. My colleague Thomas is our chief science officer. We both come from computer science backgrounds, but we're both really passionate about the problem of taking the real world and putting it into virtual space. We got interested in this problem through video game applications of our own. I wanted to take New York City and put it into Minecraft, and Thomas was really interested in creating essentially virtual Lego architecture sets with buildings that were simplified down but still represented their real world counterparts in a recognizable way. We've been building out our team of enthusiastic and passionate engineers and others, and we have an advisory board spanning everything from entrepreneurship to architecture to business. We are GeoPipe. We're excited about making it possible to explore, render, visualize, and use the real world in virtual space. And if you're excited about that as well, we would love to speak to you. Thank you.